Hi there everybody, welcome back to the Young Fan Podcast and welcome to another League One predictions and preview show. Game week 24 we're going to be looking at today. Welcome to a live show. This will be a live episode of the podcast. You can see all of your thoughts in the live chat now, but still remember, don't worry, this will be going up as a video. So in the comment section down below as a comment, please do give me your thoughts. How are you feeling ahead of this match week? Do let me know. I'm intrigued to see what you've got to say. Join the Discord server as well. Link to that is in the description. Fan callings will be happening in the new year as well. Always League One chat. That is the place to be. I'm joined by my brilliant live chat for these prediction shows. I've been really enjoying doing these type of episodes live. So to have you with me, it really is an exciting evening. Let's just hope so anyway. So, just a few people giving their thoughts already. Some people flying in that live chat. 19 people already. Welcome. Please do leave a like. Also, do subscribe as well. We're so close to 3,000, I think nearly 600 now, 3,600. So if you haven't left a like, you haven't subscribed, both of those are free and easy, go and do that. We've got a full selection of games. We've got tomorrow's games, and there's a couple of games on Friday as well. All of those will be looked at, previewed, and of course, I'll be giving a cheeky little prediction as well. All of your thoughts coming in at the moment. We've got an Exeter City fan coming in. He says he's loving the vids. He's saying, hello, how you doing, my friend? Lana the Cat says, hey, Jack, hello, how you doing, my friend? Alex Middleton says, hello, Jack, how you doing? Scrappy 1-0 Wednesday win. I think we'll be coming on to all of those games as we always are. I can't see the top three getting maximum points again this round of fixtures. Honestly, Ipswich Town can get that win. Brandon says, you're late, Mr. Jack. I am. I'm very sorry. I can only apologise for that. A few technical issues, but we should be up and running now. MC Markey 1985 says, evening all. Your best friend says, how are you all? I'm doing very well. Hopefully the chat is okay as well. And hopefully you're doing and having a good Thursday. Sorry, not Thursday. It's Wednesday. Normally we're doing these on a Thursday. The round of fixtures, of course, begins on Thursday, tomorrow evening as well. Pinjo also says hello as well. Let's not mess around. Let's get straight into it because we haven't got long. We haven't got long indeed. I'm just going to quickly switch over to the screen here. We might just quickly drop out because I've got to make sure the audio is okay, but we should be pretty much ready to go. Rooney shouldn't have gotten, and he never should. Rooney should have got on a red. He never touched the player. I believe that's a Fleetwood Rooney, of course, the fullback as well. 1 second. Let's go over to the analysis. Are we back? I think we are back now. Right, sorry about that. We just had to quickly make sure we headed over to the right screen. Let's go over to, let's have a look at the other comments we've got as well. Hi, really love your video. Watch it every single time. It was red because Marvin Johnson was running fast. Town, you're back. Yeah, we had a little quickly actually go and switch over there to the next screen. I didn't want to. Jack, just join. Have I missed anything? You haven't. We're about to get straight into it. You're good. Yeah, we're back. Amazing stuff. I didn't want to make sure we carried on the stream without making sure we haven't got the right settings on. That can get a little bit annoying if we can continue with the wrong ones there. Jim West says evening all. Let's switch over to this screen here. That one there, you should now be able to hear me all fine on there. Right, let's get straight into it then. I've got an amazing amount of people in the live chat. It's amazing to see you all. We're really enjoying the content at the moment, by the way. And I think doing these live streams can make that even better. Right, not optimistic for tomorrow in the slightest. Things have gotten so bad under Cowley, and I can't see it ever improving under him, especially with our fixtures. I think the time has come to let him go. Of course, that'll be a Pompey fan speaking there as well. Thoughts on Morecambe chance for survival? I don't think there's much chance of a survival, if I'm being completely honest. People are just saying muted. I think we should be okay now. Really deserves a red most matches. Karma, yeah, there we go. Another bit of Fleetwood discussion there. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday got the win over Fleetwood in their last set of fixtures. Let's get straight into it. We know which is the sort of marquee fixture, should I say, to be in the politest way possible, but we've got lots of other games to get through. And we'll start off with Morecambe as they host Accrington Stanley. You can see by looking at the league table here, Accrington currently 20th in the league, Morecambe currently 24th. So this could be quite an open game. Morecambe being at home as well, they do have that home advantage, but I'm a little bit worried about Morecambe. I've just recorded my episode of the podcast where we speak about my revised predictions. I've done a sort of revised predictions. Of course, I did it at the start of the season. I reacted to that a couple of days ago, but I've now gone back and I've redone my predictions now based on the first half of the season that we've witnessed. And for Morecambe, I'm not going to spoil it, But I think we all know where Morecambe are going to find themselves at the end of the season based on what we've seen so far. And that's really all we can do. We can't predict the future spot on, but we can give it a really good, sensible guess. I think we can give a sensible guess as to where we think Morecambe are going to finish come the end of the campaign. They're struggling. They really, really are. Currently rock bottom of the league. Only won 2 games, I believe. 2 games from 22. They've lost 11 from 22. They've lost half their games. And, of course, 9 draws in there as well. They haven't won a game in quite a while now. Only 15 points. That gap is getting bigger and bigger. Now, currently, 7 points off from safety. Of course, Accrington the side just above the bottom 4. That's who they're facing at home. Accrington, last 3 games, they have actually seen a little bit of an improvement. They went on a horrendous run a couple of weeks ago. But now we're starting to see an Accrington and the experience of John Coleman, the manager of John Coleman, he does have an abundance of experience in that squad, but also as a manager as well. He knows League One like the back of his hand. So I expect Accrington to actually probably be okay in this game. I'm going to probably go with a draw. I'm actually this week going to write down my predictions because I always do the roundup and I forget my predictions. I got a couple right last week. I think I got Wycombe versus Bristol Rovers right, but I want to make sure I get all of them written down. So I'm probably going to go with a 1-1 draw. The predictions and the prediction odds, so I say 32% to Morecambe, 42% to Accrington Stanley, 62% specifically, 32 exactly for Morecambe. So it does see Accrington the favourites. You people are giving your amazing thoughts in there as well. 1-1, I'm seeing 3-2 to Morecambe, 3-0 Accrington, 1-0 Morecambe, 2-2, 2-1 Morecambe win, 1-0 to Morecambe. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to agree with Baxter. He also agrees as well. He's gone with 1-1. I'm going to go with Morecambe 1, Accrington 1. I think in this game, I think the home advantage will play a part, but I think Accrington will do enough. I don't think they're going to lose this game. I think it's going to be, Alex just said 0-0 there. It's funny you say that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a goalless draw. It doesn't have the best of fixtures lined up, does it? Alex Middleton says... he said 0-0. Andrew Bush says Thursday fixture. I need to go. Used to go to a match on New Year's Eve. 1980s Bolton Wanderers. I hope my team at least gets in the playoffs. Well, Bolton currently in the playoffs, 5th in the league as of recording, as of doing this. I would go with Accrington win 2-0. Leeburn is so good. Can't say that about our team performances. Says John Charlton. MK Dons 3, Peterborough 2. MK Dons stay up. What have you done so far? Only 1 game. Morecambe 1, Accrington 1 is my prediction. Let's move on to the second game. It's only 1 game we've done so far. We need to pick up the pace. We've got a lot of games to get through over the next 2 days. So let's go to, we'll come back to those 2. I know people are going to be itching to speak about those. Bristol Rovers are going to be facing Exeter. This is actually really fascinating. Of course, 2 sides who got promoted from League 2 last season and actually have had really, really good debut seasons back in the league. Bristol Rovers lost disappointingly against Wycombe Wanderers 2-1 in the last sets of fixtures on Sunday. That was, I was getting mixed up. It's not Saturday. It was Sunday on Boxing Day, but I still think, that of course, there's real quality in that side, and that will be a little bit disruptive, you imagine, losing that type of game, because it was set up as a little bit of an outsider's contention head-to-head. Does that make sense? It was sort of 2 sides, Wycombe, Bristol Rovers, who were sort of around mid-table, a little bit lower than mid-table at points, and then hit a really good run, and you can see where Wycombe are now, and even Bristol Rovers, with that defeat, they still really, really are daring to dream. I've said this multiple times now. Rovers have come out of nowhere, and fair play to them. They're playing some really, really good stuff at the moment. Aaron Collins is in brilliant form. Coburn's in absolutely exceptional form as well. These players really, really are getting going. And under Joe Barton now, the attractive style of play, I think it's working a treat. I really, really do. I look at Exeter, I look at them 13th in the league. Recent form actually hasn't been very good. You can see that they haven't won a game in their last 5. They've slipped a couple of places down the table. But, I mean, you can't take anything away from Exeter and how well they've done so far this year. They've looked really, really good. And, again, although the form isn't at its best, to be 13th in the middle point of the season and exactly the halfway point, I think they probably would have taken it. In fact, we've got our Exeter City fan in the chat right now. I can't see his name. Let me bring the chat closer. A Doodlebug 10. I see him regularly in here, the Exeter City fan. I imagine you're going to take this at the halfway point of the campaign, being 13th. It is. I was going to say just bottom half. That sounds harsh, doesn't it? It literally is mid-table pretty comfortably. I think that probably is what is expected. You've been giving your thoughts as well. 1-1, 3-2, 2-2. 2-1 Rovers, 3-1 Rovers, 3-1 Rovers. I'm seeing a couple of 4-2s. In there as well. A home win, a Bristol Rovers win. I'll be honest, of course take it, but 3-1 loss I predict. It's tough, isn't it? I'm going to go the Bristol Rovers win, and I'm going to go You know what? I'm going to back the Exeter fan who's being honest here. I probably would go either 2-1 or 3-1. I'm going to go to the chat here. I'm going to go 3-1. Let's see what the bookies got to say quickly while I write that down. You can see on the screen now 40% Bristol Rovers, 32% to Exeter City. So it does see the bookies also backing Rovers, the home side, of course. I'm going to go 3-1. But you can't write Exeter off because sides have been stunned by Exeter multiple times already this season. 2-1 Rovers. I went to St James's Park. I'm an Exeter fan. Was 2-2 last time out. 3-2 City. I'm saying 2-0 to Rovers. Interesting stuff. I'm going to go 2-1, but it can be, I think, a really, really fascinating encounter there between two sides who really have taken this campaign by storm, where many thought that maybe a bottom half of the campaign minimum could be what's on the cards. And fair play to them. They really have shut those critics right up. So, a little bit of a relegation 6-pointer next. Forest Green Rovers against Burton Albion. This is two sides in the relegation zone, 23rd and 22nd, exactly next to each other. Only 1 point separates these two sides and have generally struggled across the campaign. But Burton won 3-0 against Lincoln City on Boxing Day. And, we spoke about it. We spoke about it from a Lincoln angle and actually from a Burton angle as well. I mean, not many people thought it was going to be 3-0. I think I thought that Lincoln might just have the job there, but Lincoln were struggling with teams the bottom half of the table. And Burton, they smelt blood. They took advantage of that sort of real issue that's going on there. And to be fair to them, they absolutely smashed it. They won the game 3-0. Very, very good. First half in particular, they were absolutely brilliant. I was so impressed with Burton in that first half. They were so dominant. They were so... They ran all over Lincoln. They were absolutely in control of the game. They were 3-0 up at half-time. They scored 3 really, really important goals in the first 45 and set up what was quite a comfortable professional second-half performance. And you wouldn't really expect that from a side who are currently 23rd in the league and have only won 4 games from 23. I mean, their survival hopes definitely are not... dead and buried. They're certainly not. They're on 19 points. You've still got, 20-odd games left of the season. It certainly is still on the cards. I still don't see Burton get out of the trouble, but I also, against Forest Green Rovers as well, who sort of had a bit of a revival, but the last 2 games they have lost. I expect this to be quite a tight game. By the way, it's Alfie in the Discord, just my YouTube name. Yeah, I think I did see that. Saw the profile picture being very, very similar, Alfie. Exeter got battered. I'm not going to read that one out. Oh, well, I can. It's not rude, but Exeter get battered everywhere they go. That's from the Argyle fan. Andy Shippo, evening all. A draw yesterday for Bolton and Derby was a fair result. It wasn't the best game of football either. A nice little home win against Cambridge will keep us in the top 6. Oh, sorry, wrong name. I think Bristol 3-2 Exeter. Can see Forest Green Rovers nicking that 1-0. 1-1, 2-1 Burton, 3-1 Burton, 1-0 Burton. Forest Green Rovers win, 2-0 Burton. I think it's going to be a scrappy game. Loads of mistakes by either side. I'm going for a 2-2 or 3-3. A high-scoring draw for two sides currently in that bottom 4. We're terrible away from home, so I think it'll be 1-0 to Forest. Yeah, I mean, you've got to take the away advantage into consideration. In fact, we can see the away league table. It does see Burton bottom of it. When you look at the home league table, of course, Forest Green Rovers is going to be at home. They're 20th as well. So the last 2 games, actually, Forest Green Rovers have won at home. So that does make it quite interesting. I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm actually going to back Forest Green Rovers here, and I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to look at the form. It's not always good to do that. It really, really isn't. We know how unpredictable this league is, but I think that has to be taken into consideration. You can see the odds here as well. Exactly the same. 38%. So draw probably will be the most predicted when it comes to the bookies. 0-0. 2-1 Burton. 4-3. 2-0 Forest Green Rovers. Real mixed thoughts in the live chat, which is exactly what the debate is all about. I'm going to go 1-0 against... between Forest Green Rovers and Burton Albion. 1-0 to the home side, Forest Green Rovers. They have won their last 2 games at home. Burton really have struggled at home. Only lost 1 game at home. Only won 1 game at home this season. Away from home this season. I'll get it right eventually. So, let's go to... We've done that game. Let's go to Shrewsbury Town because they're going to be hosting Cheltenham Town. You can see by looking at the table here. 12th, exactly mid-table so far. Shrewsbury, they're going to be hitting the festive period in exactly mid-table, which probably is what we expected for Shrewsbury. I think it probably is. I think, although my prediction at the start of the season didn't say that, you can watch that video now reacting to that. I didn't have Shrewsbury around this type of point in the league table, but I still feel Shrewsbury have got a good squad there. And I think 12th probably is fair. They've lost 9 games, they've won 8 games. Their recent form, they've lost 2, so they lost 3 from their last 5, only won 2 from their last 5, 29 points. And with how open this league is, they're still weirdly in contention. You can see Cheltenham 18th, recent revival. Last 2 games have been slightly disappointing, but they weren't embarrassed by the current league leaders Plymouth Argyle on Boxing Day. They actually, in spells, looked good and made it quite difficult for Plymouth. But we know a side like Plymouth are going with the quality that they've got and also the aspirations they've got as well. Beating them was never going to be easy. They were at home, but I still feel harsh to say they should have got more from a game where really Plymouth are always going to be favourites. So a little bit disappointing, you'd argue, in that sense. But generally, I think this is going to be a really, really feisty encounter. Two quite physical sides, but very, very good when you look at how unit and how organised they are. 50% for Shrewsbury. They're actually evens on this game. Cheltenham, 25%. I'm looking over to my brilliant live chat now. 3-0, 2-0, Shrewsbury. 2-0 against Shrewsbury. 3-1 Shrewsbury. 2-1 Shrewsbury. 2-1 Shrewsbury. 1-0 Cheltenham. A surprise 2-1 Cheltenham win. Some of the thoughts in there as well. Someone's predicting the Barnsley game. We'll come on to that game in due course. But you can see, again, quite a few Shrewsbury wins there. Cheltenham will struggle with crosses. Shrewsbury are solid in the air. 1-1 from MC Marquis, 1985. So quite a... Shrewsbury probably are, being back to the live chat here. 3-2 to Shrewsbury. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Shrewsbury for the game. Sorry, Cheltenham fan. Sorry, Matt MS. I don't think he's in the chat at the moment, but of course, a very, very big Cheltenham fan with a very good YouTube channel covering that football club. If you are watching, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna back Shrewsbury here. 2-0, I think. I think Shrewsbury have got this one in the bag. At home as well, I do see a bit of an advantage there. You can see the home table. Shrewsbury, exactly the same when it comes to the home form. So, a little bit mixed, but generally I think they're going to win the game comfortably. I'm going to go 2-0. Stream missing Bowman due to red. That's a big point. Of course, a very, very good striker, Bowman, as well. Experienced striker, should I say, as well. 1-0 to the home side. Hi, guys. What games have been gone over? Morecambe versus Accrington, Forest Green versus Burton, Shrewsbury versus Cheltenham, and Bristol Rovers versus Exeter have all been covered. But don't worry, we've got lots of games to continue with, but those are the games we've already been touching on. So, let's move over to the next set of games. And why are we in that match week? That is the wrong match week. We don't want to be hitting those just yet. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Let's go to Barnsley. Barnsley against Fleetwood Town. Let's touch on this game because Barnsley, you can see, they drew their last game, but have been in absolutely brilliant form as of late. You can see 37 points at the moment, and like I say, Michael Duff really is getting this Barnsley side clicking. And I'm going to be honest, they have got two games in hand on Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich and Plymouth, but that three-horse race might be climbing a little bit out of their contention, which is a little bit of a shame for Barnsley. It is a little bit of a shame because I've been so impressed by them, but the inconsistency at the start of the season really has let them down. They probably will be thinking, if only. But you can't look at if, buts and maybes. You've got to look at what's in front of you. You've got to look at what is in your control. And what is in their control is the next and the second half of the campaign. But they're going into this point now in really, really good form. 11 wins from 21. Certainly, this is playoff form, if we're being honest with you. They really are playing some good stuff. Fleetwood currently 16th, but a Fleetwood are away or Fleetwood are at home? That has to be the big question. When we're talking about Fleetwood, we've got to look at the home form, we've got to look at the away form, because we seem to find two different Fleetwoods when we're looking if on the road or if they're playing at their game and at their ground. So, Fleetwood away from home this season have been very, very good. In fact, you can see by the away table here, Fleetwood, if they were just playing away from home, it's a bold shout. Don't think that's going to ever happen in football, but if you just played away from home, Fleetwood would be just outside the top six. No, they wouldn't. They'd be sixth, wouldn't they? Exactly sixth. Just doesn't see the green circle there. They're sixth in the league if they didn't play any home games. Look at their home form. It needs to be improved. 21st when looking at their home form. But this game is played away, although be it is a very, very difficult ground on a Barnsley side who are in really, really good form. You can see by the brilliant live chat, they're giving their thoughts already. That's what you're here for. By the way, we've got 80 people in here right now. There's no reason why we can't get 80 likes. Please do leave a like. Please do subscribe. We can bump up the subscribers at the moment. If you haven't done so, this content's coming at you all of the time. Festive football is in full swing, and you're in control of how this podcast can grow. So please do show support by hitting that subscribe button and that like button as well. We're so close to 3,600 subscribers. And, if you haven't all subscribed, we can do it. I'm just saying. 2-1 Barnsley, 1-0 to Barnsley. Fleetwood struggling, 3-0 Barnsley, 2-0 Barnsley, 2-1 Barnsley. Your team beat Bolton easy. Do you think Oxford United could sneak into the playoffs? No, if I'm being honest, Andrew. Probably not. 3-0 Barnsley, we will touch on Oxford, of course. 1-0, 4-0 to Fleetwood, 1-0 to Barnsley. What have we got in here as well? 3-0 to Barnsley, 4-1, 3-0 to the home side. Oh, wow. Barnsley is certainly being backed here. And you can see why. Of course, they're at home. What are the bookies saying? You can see by the bookies here. Barnsley 59%, Fleetwood 19%. So heavy favourites. Barnsley, Michael Duff's Barnsley, of course. Specifically 56% and 14% as well. I think Fleetwood will nick it 3-1 maybe, Jack. Interesting prediction there. You have got to take into consideration Fleetwood's away form, sorry. Evening, Jack. Hope you had a cracking Christmas. Jake, of course, I hope you did as well. Thank you very much. I did. I really did enjoy it. It's good to be back now. Boxing Day football, festive football. I did have a really good Christmas. Thank you very much, and hopefully you did as well, Jake. 3-1 Barnsley. I'm going to go... Is it a bold call to say 2-2? It's either 2-1 Barnsley or 2-2. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. I've been really impressed with Barnsley recently. Fleetwood, I think they will score away from home. They've got a really good goal-scoring record away from home, but I'm just going to see Barnsley edge this one and nick it. Fancy Fleetwood to get a point away from home. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-2. But I'm going to go with 2-1. Sorry, Fleetwood fans. Not backing you away from home. Dangerous. It really, really is indeed. Boxing Day football, rather not talk about it. Jake, I know, mate. I know. It was not the time for you, was it? It was not the festive football that you'd have hoped for. What happened, Jake? Could you just give us a really brief explanation of what happened there? It sounds as though you got pretty obliterated by a side who currently are in the bottom four and look pretty nailed on to go down at one point in the season. If anything, Jake, you've helped Burton relight potentially some potential survival hope. Not what you would have wanted, though. Not the Christmas present that you would have wanted. The belated Christmas present, should I say. Right, let's go to Derby County, because they are going to be playing on the 30th. A little bit frustrating. Why can't all the games be played? I know Derby versus Bolton played on the day after Boxing Day for TV reasons, but please, can we just stick on the same day? Surely a day won't matter. It probably would, actually. They're probably giving them about 2 days rest. Footballers are fine, surely. I'm joking, but I'm also not joking. Let's have a little look at the game then. Derby County now in that top 6. You can see only by goal difference, so tight. Wycombe, Gareth Ainsworth's Wycombe are breathing down their neck, but Derby are still in there. A lot of draws this season. They need to start transferring those draws into wins, but Paul Warne, he's certainly, creating quite stable back for a 0-0 draw against Bolton Wanderers away from home. Probably in hindsight isn't a bad result. They're currently, like I say, in those playoff places. Start winning some games. This game at Pride Park is certainly a game you feel they've got to win. Pride Park will be bouncing on Friday evening. And I still feel that they've got that home advantage. Cambridge, last 2 games have actually improved. I'm a little bit worried by Cambridge. I really, really am. I think with MK Dons sort of creeping out of that bottom 4 eventually, one of Cambridge and Accrington might slip down. It might be Cambridge, I'm not entirely sure. But either way, they are 19th and the last 2 games have been promising. Have they got enough to transfer that form into a difficult Pride Park arena? I don't know. I don't think so. I'll be honest. I'm being honest. I don't think so. We haven't even got Derby's odds, which is a little bit frustrating. But we can tell you that Cambridge United are 15% winners when looking at the bookies, 33% when you're looking at them specifically. I don't know. I do know. I do know what I'm going to go with. I don't know whether or not the chat are going to say anything different. I'm just seeing them come down here. Andy Shippo, 12-0 Derby. That seems bold. That does seem bold. Derby win 3-0. 0-0, 2-0 Derby. 3-1 to the Rams. The live chat is firing through. If you haven't left a like and subscribe, please do that. Paul Warne has been offered the Norwich job. I know, of course, that job is now available after Dean Smith got the sack after the Boxing Day football. Wasn't the greatest of days for him, was it? He wasn't the greatest Christmases. Jake Tong says Burton went long against us and completely bullied us. They had an on day. We had a massive off day. Worst we've seen under Kennedy. Expecting a reaction on Friday night. Well, I think you probably will be certainly expecting a reaction after a 3-0 defeat against Plymouth, against Burton. 4-0 Derby, I'm hearing here as well. No. 1-1, 2-1, 2-1 Cambridge, 1-1, 3-0 to Derby, 3-0 Derby. I'm going to go a Derby County win here. I'm going to go Derby County 3, Cambridge United 0. Sorry, Cambridge fans, but I'm going to go Derby County win this game fairly comfortably. Got some quite high-scoring games for the games this week. Interesting. Let's hope we can actually see some of them materialise. We'll have to wait and see. So then, moving over to Peterborough United against... let's do this one. Peterborough United against MK Dons. You can see by looking at the league table here. Peterborough United now 8th in the league. They're slowly dropping away. And Peterborough, they'll be a little bit concerned in that camp now. They haven't won a game in their last 6, I believe, which is not very good for a promotion hoping side. Don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? They've got aspirations to be in that top 6. And at the moment, the form is not showing that they can do that. And that'll be a worry. That really will be a worry. You can see that horrendous losing streak, thankfully, was put to an end after draw at the Valley on Sunday. But still, 10 defeats from 22 isn't great. 32 points does still see them 3 points away from the top 6. How open and how much of a chance they've still got. It really, really is. MK Dons 21st in the league, but they are improving. The last 2 games, of course, they did win. They won with Dean Livington at charge at Portsmouth Road, and won for their first game with Mark Jackson in charge. Of course, he and they beat Forest Green Rovers 1-0. It was quite a narrow win, but one that certainly will go down very, very well. Come on, the Dons, 1-0 Dons, 2-1 to Peterborough, 2-1 Peterborough, 2-1 to MK Dons, 3-1 MK Dons. Have Ipswich been done yet? No, they haven't. 1-1, 2 MK Dons. I think it's mad that if Birmingham beat Burnley last night, they would have gone from 16th to 5th with 1 game. Yeah, the Championship is very, very open, but so's League One as well. You can see here, I mean, it's not quite as open as that, but teams around 13th, 12th, 15th, maybe 15th, potentially, too far. Still maybe in contention with a couple of wins. We'll have to wait and see. 2-2, Posh played MK Dons off the park when they last played. I think MK have turned it around, though. Can see MK Dons coming away from London Road with a solid point. Jake, I'm going to agree with you here. I really, really do think a point's on the cards. I'm quite impressed with what I've seen from MK Dons in recent weeks. 56% possession for Peterborough United, 22% when it comes to MK Dons. Yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to back MK Dons to come away from the ground of Peterborough United with a point there. I'm going to go 1-1. Seeing a few nil-nils coming in the chat now as well. Maybe. But I'm going to go 1-1. Peterborough United 1, MK Dons 1. Posh 2, Dons 2. Peterborough 2, MK Dons 2. Reckon it's going to be 1-1. Reckon it's going to be right 0-0. Interesting. 93 people in the chat right now. The best live stream we've had in the last couple of weeks, which is absolutely incredible. Looking forward to a really, really exciting set of fixtures tomorrow and, of course, on Friday night as well. If you haven't left a like and you haven't subscribed, please do that. Remember, this will be going up as a video as well, so do give your predictions in the comment section. I'll be replying and responding to all of them, as I always do. So, we're hitting now some really, really tasty fixtures. Not that those aren't tasty, but these are going to be arguably even tastier. Can they get even tastier? Let's find out. Let's go to Lincoln City then, because they're going to be hosting Bolton Wanderers, of course. They're going to be playing their game on Friday. One of 2 games being played on Friday night. Is it going to let us go on the game? It should do. It does. A 8:15 kickoff on Friday night. Friday night football, Lincoln City against Bolton Wanderers. Under the lights. Can't beat it. Bolton currently 5th in the league. They drew their last game, like I previously mentioned, drawing to Derby County. Lincoln 14th. And actually, last 3 games, they haven't been the same Lincoln side we saw a couple of weeks ago. And again, this is actually a Lincoln game that they could absolutely thrive. They really, really could. There's nothing to say Lincoln can't come away with this game 3-0 winners. I mean, look, we haven't spoken about Bolton just yet, but Lincoln City, with teams above them, are absolutely ruthless. You can't write them off. They've gone to Ipswich this season and they've won. So, you really, like I say, you really can't write them off. Having said that, Bolton will be desperate to put, the draw behind them against Derby. Although it's not a bad point, they're going to look to put that behind them. I'm hearing it was quite... I didn't actually get to watch the game. It was on TV, but I didn't get to watch it. We did break it down. We did discuss it briefly. A point seemed like a fair result, but Lincoln are going to be hoping to get more from the game. Jake says, this is a game I can see us winning, reacting from Monday, not lost at home, play well against the best sides, 1-0 the Imps. Is that true? You haven't lost a game at home? That is actually true. I did not believe you, Jake. I just didn't think I'd read that right. You haven't lost a game at home. Somehow, we're looking at the home record. You're 17th. That's because you've drawn a lot of games. You've only won 2 at home. But unbeaten at home. Incredible stuff. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Lincoln 1, Bolton 4. 4-0 in the first half, but Wise Wanderers on form. 1-1. Monday. Is something happening on Monday? I don't know. This game isn't on Monday, is it? This game's on the 30th of December. That is not Monday. No, that is Friday. I'm not going completely crazy. 2-1 Bolton. Lincoln are not a poor. It's David. Wanderers 4, Lincoln City 0. Sorry, Jake. You like what you said of Ipswich on Saturday, mate. It feels good to finally have our strongest 11 back. Hello to Dean Lewington, the real Dean Lewington, the manager who steered MK Dons to win at Portsmouth Road a couple of weeks ago, is in the chat now. Would you believe it? Ipswich will beat Lincoln at home. 2-2 Bolton versus Lincoln City. Let's have a little look at the odds then. 30% for Lincoln City, 48% for Bolton Wanderers. There are nearly 100 people in the chat right now. Can we get to 100 people hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, keep giving your thoughts. That boosts up the algorithm. We can get to 100 people watching it. If you haven't left a like, please do that. That would be incredible, incredible stuff. 2-2 is the recent thoughts there. This is tough, isn't it? This is really tough. Think Bolton is a walk in the park will suit. Think Bolton thinking it's going to be a walk in the park. That's difficult to say. We just hit 100 people right now watching the stream. Incredible stuff. Thank you so much. I love you, every single one of you. Happy. What day is it? It's that weird time of the week, isn't it, where no one really knows the day, but football's on and it's nearly New Year. Bolton think it's going to be a walk in the park will suit us. Happy for them to think all of this and get a hit with a slap of reality on Friday. Up the franchise says hello, Dean. Hello, Dean Lewington. We've got to make sure Bolton don't score enough goals. 1-0 either way. I'm going to go 2-1. But to who? I'm going to go 2-1 Lincoln. I'm going to go... Or 2-2. Sorry, Jake. I've absolutely butchered there. I'm going 2-2. I bottled it at the last minute. I was going to go 2. I think their unbeaten record at home will continue. I'm going to go 2-2. I think Burton will have enough to get something from the game. I'm going 2-2. I'm sending a few people in the chat. Says, not sure if Wednesday are top gear yet or not good enough. Bolton will beat Lincoln for sure. Jake, take your hankies, mate. David, he's confident. He always is. He has to take everything David says with a little bit of a pinch of salt, but we like that. We do like that. Football fans at their finest. Lincoln hold up at home and Bolton aren't clinical enough. I'm saying 1-0 to Lincoln. Ouch. What team do you support? I'm an Oxford United fan. Point against Bolton is a good point for us. What do you think of Ipswich's performance against Oxford? Do you think will outlast Plymouth for the title? You can brilliantly executed there. We can go straight over now to promoting the video. Oxford United vs Ipswich match reactions on the channel right now. Please do give it a little watch. You can watch that video, but all jokes aside, I think it was a really good performance from Ipswich. Exceptional, wiped us off the floor pretty much in the 20 minutes onwards. Yeah, look, totally in control of the game. Full fit squad for Ipswich. Players coming back. They absolutely wiped the floor of us. It was a pretty tough watch for, I'd say, a good hour. 3-2 Lincoln. I feel like a lot of upsets I don't know why. Let's be real, Bolton will win. Would it be as easy as that? Have you done Wycombe yet? I have done Wycombe. They played again. I haven't done Wycombe. Sorry. 0-0 incoming. 4 points off Bolton. Ipswich will do nicely. Wednesday will show their strength in depth after the new year, says John Dix. So I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to stick to my guns 2-2. Again, you can't write off Lincoln at home. You've also got to respect the fact that Bolton are going to be well up for this game. I'm going to go over draw. By the way, 116 people in the chat right now. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. This is just the start of so much content. We've been doing lives recently. I've really enjoyed doing the lives recently. Please make sure you also do leave a like and subscribe. Notification bell as well. Discord server link to join the Discord and join the League One chat all the time. This type of debate is happening all the time in the Discord server. And also the fan call-ins. We'll be doing speaking to fans in the new year. That'll be on the channel. The Discord server is where you want to be for that. To be alerted when they're about to happen, that's where you want to be. So make sure you do join that. Link to that is in the description down below. Hopeful if you're thinking about getting 4 points off Bolton and Ipswich. If Bolton could beat this goal drought, they'd get promoted anyway easy. I think the striker is desperately needed in January. I do agree with that. Right, let's have a little look at the final couple of games. I think we've got actually more than a couple, haven't we? We've done those games there. We've done that one. We haven't done Oxford United versus Charlton. Should we do that now? Let's do that now. Oxford United against Charlton, the big one. I say every single week, but this is what we're all here for. Oxford United against Charlton Athletic. If Bolton could beat the goal drought, we've read that one there. Looked inconsistent for the last 3 games. Port Vale will beat us, run a good run of money. We've not careful. We've picked up a bit. I think I've butchered that. A little bit. We've looked inconsistent for the last 3 games. Port Vale would give us a run for our money. There we go. If we're not careful, they've picked up a bit. Can do Plymouth game last. I probably will do Plymouth last. Plymouth have been scrapping through results. We'll see. Need an injury player back ASAP. 1-0 Oxford, 3-2. If Ipswich look they can do, they did on Boxing Day, they'll beat most teams. They're better than most teams in the league. 2-0 Oxford, 2-1 Oxford. Don't just say that because I'm an Oxford fan. I don't think you're doing that. I don't think you are. But still, I appreciate the support. I do. I don't like doing this. I don't like doing this. It's a little bit. I mean, if you'd have told me midpoint in the season it'd be 15th versus 17th, I'd be mortified. And that just shows how Charlton have not been up to scratch. And Oxford, we probably have let ourselves down a little bit, haven't we, in the first half of the season. 26 points, 25 points. Only 1 point separates the two sides. 2 places difference, excuse me. Charlton not in great form, really. Look at the last 5 games. But you can't write off the new manager bounce. Someone just said it there as well. Dean Holden coming in. He got a point at the Valley against Peterborough United. They beat, I know he wasn't in charge of the Brighton game, but he was overseeing that. And Charlton have and will be really pumped for this game. And they do probably see this as an opportunity to impress the manager once again. The first away game for Dean Holden. He's going to want to get off to a really good start on the road, under his reign. You can't write Charlton off. You absolutely can't. For Oxford, we haven't been very good at home. And last season, our home form was really, really good. This season, our home form keeps scrolling. We're 19th in the league. Actually, last 3 games, we're unbeaten. But we drew to Forest Green Rovers, one of those, which was a really disappointing one. You can see the last 3 home games. That's refreshed. That's why we don't see it there. The last game was a draw against Forest Green Rovers. I mentioned that one. A really comfortable win against Port Vale. And then a 1-1 draw against Fleetwood. We've played against Morecambe at home this season. And we played against Morecambe? That was last season. That's embarrassing. It's this season. We have played Morecambe at home this season. And we have drawn. I think I'm right in saying that. If I'm wrong, I apologise. But either way, we've drawn some really silly games at home. We've dropped points in some silly games at home. Lost to MK Dons when they're in really, really bad form. We lost that game 2-1, and we have to be doing better than that. So, they're the sort of results where you look back on and you go, we need to be better. And last season, we were really, really strong at home. So, I'm not as confident as I would be. I'm interested to see what the bookies have got to say. 52% Oxford, really, really heavy Oxford favourites. 64% specifically, 25%. So Oxford are heavy favourites. Let's give your thoughts a little bit of a chat. Genuinely fancy Oxford. Tight game, a few chances, and we'll be one in the midfield. 1-0 Oxford. I think win the game in midfield. We're capable of doing that. If Brannigan is available, I know he was a little bit hobbly at times, wasn't he? But I think he should be available. Hopefully Bates back, but I believe he wasn't in training. Simon Eastwood looks like he's having a scan. From what I understand, Lewis Bate and Eastwood both missed the game against Ipswich. They're going to miss the game tomorrow. They both haven't been in training since that game. That does fill me with a lot of concern. It really, really does. Genuinely, read that one. Oxford to bounce back. 10-0 Charlton. Interesting. 3-1 Oxford. 1-1. Oxford are a good side. Josh went, no, we haven't. I'm not quite sure what Joshua said. Town will lose to Pompey tomorrow. Potentially got 7 players out through illness. Apparently that's not entirely true, but we'll have to find out. Oxford are a good side. 1 against Exeter 4-2. 4-1. Got to go again a couple of weeks as well. Going to have to say 2-0 to 2-0 Charlton in the end. Thought we were bigging us up there. Make sure you let me know how Charlton go. Interested to see how they do with us going down there in early Jan. Feel bad being happy about Ipswich having a bug, but we need to let them slip. 10 Ipswich players now sick. Is that true? That seems to be interesting. We'll come on to their game in just due course. What you got to say on the Wednesday Vale game? We haven't spoken about that. We probably will do that one next. So what am I going to do? I back Oxford here. Surprisingly, I think I don't know if I should. We were really, really poor against Ipswich, but Ipswich were absolutely on fire. I can see a draw here. I can see a draw. By the way, Stephen Beaumont has given all of his predictions. He's gone 3-1 Derby, 1-1 against Portsmouth in their game, 3-2 Peterborough, 2-1 Barnsley, 2-2 Plymouth. Done Plymouth. Yeah, 2-2 Plymouth, 3-0 Wednesday, 0-0 against Lincoln, 3-1 against Shrewsbury, 3-2 Forest Green Rovers, 2-2 Oxford Charlton. Yeah, it's either a draw or an Oxford win, to be honest, in my eyes. I know I'm a little bit optimistic, but I'm allowed to be optimistic. That's the all part of being a football fan. I'm going to go 1-0 Oxford. I can see 1-1, but I don't want to say it. I'm going 1-0. I'm comfortable in saying that. As you can tell by my very confident face. Ratsaki is a player. 1-0 Plymouth. Yeah, a lot of players ill. Wednesday win. No, Oxford 2-0 win. 3-0 Oxford. I'm going to go 1-0. We haven't been as good at home this season, and I do worry about our attacking output at times. 1-1 draw. Yeah, J-Lo has said what I think I fear. Right then, let's go to the final 3 games. I believe that's right. That should be all the 3 games. We've touched on all of those, haven't we? We have done all of those. Sheffield Wednesday will be hosting Port Vale at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday fans, give me your thoughts. How many likes are we on, by the way? We should be on a decent amount of likes. We've got an amazing amount of people watching the stream at the moment. 110 people watching. How many likes have we got? What, 51 likes? What, 111 people watching right now? Please do leave a like. 51 likes. We can bolster it up to 70 likes pretty comfortably if you all do hit that like button. Well, we'll come to Pompey in just a second. Let's go to Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday currently third in the league. They won a nitty-gritty game against Fleetwood Town, which is one where it could have been a little bit of a banana skin. It could have been a little bit of a banana skin, but they did prevail in what was at times going to be a difficult circumstance, if we're being totally honest. But I was impressed by Sheffield Wednesday, and they've shown when they get down to business, they get down in quite a tasty game where you've got to be sort of quite thick-skinned in a fixture like that. They won, and fair play to them. 46 points now. They are continuing in that three-horse race. Port Vale, I've been really impressed with them. I don't want to keep piling on the praise of Port Vale every single week because, well, actually, I can. They deserve it. They're ninth in the league, and they shouldn't be ninth in the league when looking at their on-paper squad. But that sounds disrespectful. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I've been so impressed by Port Vale and the way they've approached this season. They look now a side that they look comfortable in League One, which, after 22 games and, a promotion last season, that probably would not have been expected to be said, but they do look comfortable. They look at home in League One, which, of course, you can't really say that until we've played a whole season and probably beyond that, but that is how good Port Vale have been for the most part. They won against Morecambe on Sunday, I say it again, on Sunday, and they've now got a really difficult test against Sheffield Wednesday. Let's have a look at the odds here. Sheffield Wednesday, 59% chance of winning, apparently according to the odds and the bookies. Port Vale, 20%, 65%, and 1% for Port Vale specifically. They haven't got great hopes of Port Vale with those specific odds, but a little bit tighter, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what the chat have got to say. 1-0 scrappy win, I think. 2-1 Port Vale win, Jack. 3-0, 1-1, 2-0. Gregory and Byers on the score sheet. I think on the score sheet we're good, but oh well. I think Wednesday underestimate Port Vale. You've got to be careful of doing that. Port Vale, I think, have actually thrived with sides, taking them a little bit for granted when looking at them on the fixture list. 1-0 Sheffield Wednesday, 2-1 for Wednesday. I've got to be honest, I don't think Wednesday can slip up in this game. Can people stop calling us Sheffield? It's infuriating. I think it's because Sheffield could be Sheffield United. Sorry. 3-0 Wednesday. Tough side, but Wednesday look a tough side, but if we get into gear, we can win it. I think Sheffield Wednesday will be expected to win this game. You look at where they want to get to. If they want to stay in that pack of a top three, they do need to win this game. This is a must-win at home. It was a home game where you look back at the end of the season. If you don't get the win, you go, we probably should have won that game. 2-1 to Vale. Yeah, I'm going to back Sheffield Wednesday here. I'm going to go with a 3-1. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, tight. I expect Sheffield Wednesday to win the game. I do. I'm going to go 3-1. No 0-0 draws yet. No 0-0 draws. And recently, we have seen a couple of 0-0 draws. So, we probably will see one. Which one will it be? I don't know. To be honest, out of the ones so far, let's play a little game of which games could be most likely to be a 0-0. It probably is Morecambe Accrington, if we're being honest. I said 1-1 for that game. I'm hopeful we're going to see some goals, but if there's going to be a 0-0, it probably will be that one. 1-0 Sheffield. I think Brandon's just doing that to wind him up. 3-0 to the Owls. Vale aren't great as away. Didn't look good in the reverse fixture either. Alex, lads, you had to score a screamer. You beat us. 1-0 Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. Between those two sides. Sheffield Wednesday, like I said, they'll be kicking themselves if they don't win that type of game. Stay in the race, stay in the mixer. Who knows? Right, of course, we're going to leave the Pompey versus Ipswich game until last because I'm an absolute wind-up. Have we hit more than 51 likes? If you haven't left a like, please do that. We are on 61 likes. We've jumped again. Can we keep jumping? Keep jumping. We can do this. We really, really can. 117 people in the chat right now. If you haven't left a like, it's that thumbs up button. Hit that one. It's free, and it just helps the podcast grow and grow and grow. So if you haven't left a like, please do that because, yeah, it's easy. It really helps me. It really does. So thank you so much. We're not good away from home, apart from the Oxford game. You'll be shocked. 2-1 Vale. Let's go to Plymouth then, because they are going to be hosting Wycombe Wanderers in what could be a really, really interesting game. Although there's 15 points in between these two sides, I expect it to be quite tight. Both sides have won their last two games. Wycombe 7th, only not in the playoff places because of goal difference. Where have Wycombe come from? Where the bloomin' hell of Wycombe come from? And I'll tell you where they've come from. They've come from a really, really good run, and a run that's only continuing. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't exactly as straightforward as Plymouth would have wanted. I'm not giving my prediction out early, but I think Wycombe are going to make this really, really difficult. Plymouth at home have only lost one game, so that will help Plymouth. That really, really will help Plymouth. They're on 50 points, 23 games played, top of the tree. They're doing a really, really good job. exceptional job. They're top of the table at Christmas and top of the table going into New Year. Clearly, they're doing something right, aren't they? And you can't mess with them, especially at home. They've lost one game. I think it was Port Vale. Wycombe are going to make it really difficult. They will. They're going to play direct. They're going to play really physical. They're going to try and stop the attractive Plymouth system. Plymouth are going to try and press them. Wycombe generally do quite well. I mean, it is sort of two contrasting styles of play here, going head to head. I think Plymouth can see through that. Will they be able to see through that? I know I've sort of contradicted myself in one sentence there. They certainly can. The question will be, will they do that? 125 people watching right now. That is incredible. Please do leave a like. Please do subscribe. Hit that like button. So close to, I think, 70 odd likes. Now, if you haven't left a like, please do. Such a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's free. Just hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. So close to 3.6 thousand subscribers. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. It's brilliant, brilliant stuff. Don't think Argyle have had a comfortable as they want it. Exactly, Jake. I shadow that. Wycombe will go with the ambition of getting a point. I think there's going to be a home. I think it will take it home with them too. 1-1. 2-2. 1-0. Wycombe on great form would beat us against the top teams. Wycombe fan, I'm not as scared by Plymouth. We've only lost to them twice since 2015. I think a 1-0 win for Wycombe. Greetings from Sweden. Greetings from Sweden. Hopefully you're well, Joachim. Hopefully you're having a really, really good... really good New Year week / Christmas week. Either way, hopefully you're well, hopefully you're healthy. Ipswich automatic, all the playoffs automatic, to be honest with you. Come on, Argyle, Jack, I'm going with a win 4-2 at home, and Sam Vokes will score both Wycombe goals, 1-1. Sam Vokes hasn't been in great form this season, unfortunately, but maybe, unfortunately not for you, I don't think you're going to want this, but he could be hitting form at home park tomorrow. 2-1 for Wycombe, 5-1. Interesting. Champions, says Lee Bays. I believe he's talking about Ipswich there. I'm going to... What are the odds saying? 45-29%. They are back in the home side, Plymouth. And you've got to do that. What are Wycombe like away from home when looking at the league table? I know they had a couple of good results, haven't they? They've won 4, but they have also lost 5. Last 2 games, they haven't won away. They are 10th. Home form, I imagine Plymouth are high up. Yeah, exactly the top. They've won 10 from 11. It's hard to see past that, isn't it? It's hard to see past that as well. We're seeing people giving where they're from. Where are you watching this from, by the way? I've never sort of asked that question. Whereabouts in the world are you watching this from? Seeing Sweden in there. Incredible stuff. Right, I'm going to go... Plymouth haven't drawn a game either. I was going to go 1-1, but will it be the first draw of the season? I mean, there's first times for everything, isn't there? I'm going to go... Oh, this is so tough. You can't write Wycombe off. You really, really can't. I'm going to go 2-1 Plymouth, though. Sorry, Wycombe. Sorry, Wycombe. I've sort of hyped you up there and then just dropped you away. I'm going to go 2-1. What game do you reckon is the highest scoring? Good question. Good question. Home park will bring it home. My favourite team in the league is classic Pompey. Bristol, says Pingo. Peterborough, my living home. Suffolk. Lewis Wing, masterclass income. The new flat in Lincoln. Who's have guessed? Lincoln City, of course, Jack. Where else would you be? Up the Greens, 2-1 to Wycombe. Watching from 2 minutes away from Home Park Stadium, Jack. Very close to Plymouth, of course. Now, Bolton. All people sort of living where they support their team. Surprise, surprise. Full house will drag us over the line 2-1. 5-0 Argyle. I saw earlier it was going to be a sellout, so who knows? Who knows indeed. Right, close call, 1-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Plymouth. I think the home form could do it here. I think it really, really could. Let's go over to this screen here. Sorry, we're going to go over to this big screen because I want to set up a poll. So, big screen Jack is incoming. And I want to set up a poll for the final game. For the final game, it's only fair we set up a poll. 78 likes by right now. Please do leave a like. Can we get to 85 likes by the end of the stream? Is it possible? It should be possible. 119 people in there. If you haven't left a like, let's get to 85 likes. That would be very, very impressive. Portsmouth, not sure what that accent was. Portsmouth, that's more like it. Portsmouth against Ipswich Town. What are we saying? I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to give their thoughts in there. I know, keep giving your scorelines, of course, in the chat, but give it a little vote as well. Give it a little vote because we could have a really tight vote here. A really tight vote. Pompey not in great form, and we'll bring up that screen in just a second. Don't worry about that. But I want to sort of see what you've got to say as an option. Funnily enough, they can be a draw. By the way, we've just hit 86 likes. Let's go again. Let's get a 90. Am I being greedy? If I wanted 90 likes, that would be very, very fantastic. 88 now, we're doing it. 2 away. 2 of you haven't done it. We're so close. We're so close. Although, sorry, if you're just seeing this now, I am setting up the poll here. So if people say 5-1 Ipswich, just saw on the corner of my eye, 5-1 Ipswich. Not quite sure about that. They haven't been in great form, Pompey, but I don't think 5-1 seems like it's going to be likely. But who knows? Daryl just says 4-0 written over it. I don't know. 91 likes. Can we hit 100 likes before the end of the stream? That would be absolutely incredible if we could do that. 100 likes before the end of the stream. We've still got a whole game to speak about. It's possible. 100 likes. Let's go and blooming well do it. Right, ask the community. That should be there. 93 likes now. 7 away. The countdown's on. 7 away. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. 93 likes. The poll is up. You can vote now. Pompey versus Ipswich. Portsmouth versus Ipswich. Or a draw. Get voting. Get going. We're 4 away. We're 4 away. By the time the poll finishes, we could have hit 100 likes. Incredible, incredible stuff. Let's go over to back this one here. And hit this button here. And we can now go all zoomed in on Plymouth against Ipswich. 41 people have voted. Remember, you haven't voted. You can vote easily just by looking over to the live chat. Pompey versus Ipswich is a poll. You can poll and vote for that now. 47 people have voted. 49 now. The vote is flying in. Absolutely flying in indeed. We're on 96 likes. Could we hit 100 likes? Could we hit 100 likes? We have 97 likes. We're 3 likes away. Incredible stuff. I'm going to secretly vote who I'm going to go with. Or what outcome could be another one, couldn't it? There we go. I voted, so now I can see the rest of the chat. I'm seeing 1-1 here. We're decent away. I don't think Pompey, just like us, Charlton, don't hold that same level of threat and fear as earlier in the season, which sadly is happening quite dramatically. Would love 4-0 written over it again. 4-0 written over it again as last season. I think 2-1 or 2-0 win for Ipswich. 10 sick Ipswich players. Is that true? We're hearing rumours about Ipswich, Pompey have an illness bug too. It's going to be sort of two ill-threatened sides going head-to-head. They've sort of been the bug going around. I've still got to live with the cold myself. But thankfully, surprisingly, I'm not playing at Fratton Park on tomorrow night. So I don't think I'm going to be a big reason why this game will be affected by illness. If these rumours about the illness with Ipswich are true, Pompey could have a chance. Harness goal, of course. 2-1 Ipswich, 4-2 Ipswich, 3-1 Ipswich, 3-2. Pompey have illness bug too. Ericsson says 2-1 Pompey. We spoke about earlier how he's a bit of a Pompey fan, so brilliant stuff. Do you think Cowley could go if it gets beaten heavily tomorrow? No, I think it's quite harsh. I mean, they haven't been in great form. You can see, look at the league table now. Pompey are 11th. They haven't won a game in quite a while. This winless run does only continue. They drew against Exeter away on Boxing Day. I don't think his job's at threat if they lose. I think losing to Ipswich isn't much of a... I mean, it depends how embarrassing you go. 3-0 is probably all right. 4-0, it doesn't look great, does it? I don't think it will be that. I'll tell you my prediction in a minute. I don't think it will be that. Ipswich, though, they wiped the floor of Oxford. For 60 minutes, they looked absolutely exceptional. I was so impressed by them. 10 sick Ipswich players, 97 likes. Come on, lads. We're still on 97. Keep going. We can hit 100 likes. We really, really can. On 100, we've done it. We've done 100. Thank you so much. Incredible stuff. I did not think this stream would go. Well, I had belief, but I didn't think it'd go as well as this. This has gone absolutely exceptionally well. Thank you so much. 100 likes on a live stream. Got the 100 likes. Incredible stuff. We often play better, so no, it's not. We're getting mixed views on this, aren't we? Is it happening? Is there an illness? Either way, we don't want an illness, but is there one that will probably affect things? A couple have been ill, but still play Boxing Day. I did hear Kieran McKenna speak about there were a few players playing ill on Boxing Day, but I mean, it didn't look to fear them too much. It looked absolutely exceptional against us. Let's have a look at the odds then. Did Delia Smith do the Ipswich meals? I don't think the Norwich owner was in charge of the Ipswich catering, but she might be head of the catering staff. I don't know. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Pompey, 29%. Ipswich, 49%. So Ipswich are the favourites. Again, for a away side in this type of fixture, it's normally closer than that, which does say quite a lot about recent form and how Pompey don't look very convinced. They lost quite comfortably to MK Dons 2-0. I didn't see that one coming, really, a couple of weeks ago, and that was their first defeat, I believe, at home all year. We'll look at the calendar year, which is a disappointing one. Just call it a draw and move on. How long do you think Pompey manager can be able to stay? I mean, we can briefly touch on that. Who have they got on next after Ipswich? It's not a nice game, is it? Charlton at home. They've got 2 home games, big home games on New Year's Day. They've got Charlton. They're going to be tough games. They've got to really sort of get some big points there, but it won't be easy. Let's have a look at the odds, by the way. So the odds, we've just done the odds. Let's have a look at the voting. The voting so far does see Pompey on 14%, Ipswich on 72%, 30% for a draw. So Ipswich, 72% favourites. When speaking to the live chat, you can give your thoughts in the comment section down below. This will be a video, but when looking at the live chat, 72%. Going to talk about Paul Warne going to Norwich. I haven't actually heard that. It'd be silly, I think, for him to jump ship this quickly. I think he's sort of really getting things going at Derby. I don't think he'll jump ship this quickly. Thoughts on McKenna being linked to Norwich? I think everyone's going to be linked to Norwich. It's a high-profile championship job. I don't think Kieran McKenna would go. I think for many reasons, jumping from Ipswich to Norwich is always quite a risky thing to do anyway. I think Norwich are probably going to be looking elsewhere. They might not. You can see why. It's actually anything a positive to see these League One managers who are doing so well being linked away. And Paul Warne, I say so well. He's done well in League One this season under Derby. Derby sort of is still getting to grips of things, but he's a top manager in this league. No wins since September. 1 win in 12, no goal in the last 3. It's rough reading. Yeah, it is, isn't it? McKenna's in talks. I don't believe that. I don't think Kieran McKenna would do that. I really don't. Oxford started well, Craig, and then got steamrolled. That is how that game went. Yeah, 15-20 minutes we looked okay. 20 minutes 30 we looked okay, and then we got pretty obliterated from there on. Scored the first goal, Adapo scored, and then it sort of just went pretty rubbish from then on. Right, let's get a prediction then for Pompey versus Ipswich. I'm gonna go 1-1. I think these type of games, these big fixtures that are built up, form sort of goes out the window a little bit. I'm going to go 1-1. Only 12% actually have gone with pretty much the opposite of what the live chat's gone. 12% for a draw. I've gone 1-1. Arsene Wenger to Norwich. Potential. Has he retired from management? I don't think he has. I think he's working for FIFA or something at the moment, so I don't think he has officially retired from management, but you don't know. Evening, Jack in the chat. Nat, how you doing, mate? You've joined a little bit late on, but I can tell you, we can actually read out my predictions at the end because I've written them down. It's a miracle. Who'd have thought writing down your predictions would have been good? Paul is a die-hard Norwich fan. Is he? Hi, Nat. Why would you leave Ipswich for Norwich? Exactly. 1-0 Pompey. Town's persuaded me as a Pompey fan. 4-0 Ipswich and Cowley gets sacked. I don't think it's going to be as easy as that for Ipswich. We've got Mayor, I don't think you understand. We've got Danny Mayor back. 4-0 Peterborough, 2-1 to the Town. Interesting thoughts coming in now. 71% still Ipswich, 16% Pompey, 13% say it's going to be a draw. Let's go over to the live full screen and let's read out what I've got to say. In fact, before we do that, let's end the poll so you can see the results on the screen there. 106 likes, by the way. Incredible stuff. Let's end the poll, and you can see the results there as well. Of course, Leeds United are going to be facing Manchester City tonight, so a few people are heading off that game now. I wouldn't blame you. We're hitting the end. I've sort of timed it okay. We should be on to ending the poll now. You can see the votes there. 79 total votes in the end. Sorry, I got dragged up to the pub long. Nah, don't blame me, mate. Get a few down here. Cheers to the stream. Off to watch City. Wake up Pompey. Fans don't give up. I just want Wednesday wins and Lincoln losses for Jake as usual. Jim and Jake, they've got a little bit of an ongoing rivalry there. Right, let's read out the final predictions that I've given across today's stream. Believe it or not, writing down predictions allows us to read them out at the end. Who'd have thought it? So, Morecambe 1, Accrington 1 is the call there. Forest Green Rovers 1, Burton Albion 0, Shrewsbury 2, Cheltenham 0, Bristol Rovers 3, Exeter City 1, Barnsley 2, Fleetwood Town 1, Derby County 3, Cambridge United 0, Peterborough United 1, MK Dons 1, Lincoln City 2, Burton Albion 2. Not Burton Albion, that's Bolton Wanderers 2. They played each other and lost 3-0 at the weekend. Not Burton, Bolton. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Port Vale 1, Oxford United 1, Charlton 0, Plymouth 2, Wycombe 1, Pompey 1, Ipswich Town 1. Remember, we've got all of those games other than Lincoln versus Bolton and the other game, which is, let's remember it, Derby versus Cambridge. That's going to be on the Friday night. So some really exciting games of football. Have you done Wednesday yet? Yeah, we've done all the games. You can see all of that, all of those predictions there. Who is your Oxford player of the season so far? I'd go Kieran Brown, our fullback. Cheers, Jack. Yeah, sorry, Jake. Sorry for reminding you. Barnsley are worrying me a bit. They are breathing down the neck to Sheffield Wednesday. There you go. The cough is back. I think that's a good way of ending the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, please do leave a like if you haven't already. Please do subscribe. I'm going to have a little bit of a coughing fit off camera in a minute. See you very, very soon. Take care. Thank you.